Hi, this is Sherry. I told you that if I could get inside my bedroom and the White Lace Inn, I would take you in here. So this is where we're doing our reading. We're inside the White Lace Inn. Probably don't need my sunglasses on while I'm in here. But this is my room. Room 3, where I lived with my cat, Liger and Mr. When I lived in Sturgeon Bay. My big bathtub that I haven't had a bathtub in 3 years. That's what I had. How lucky was I? So this is how the rooms look. I told you guys I'd take you on a bit of a tour. So I'm going to show you what it was like living here. I come up the back stairs, so I was kind of like Cinderella. Here's the back porch. Here is, I don't know if anybody's in room 2. So I saw actually spirits here, and so did my cat. It was pretty cool. I've got pictures of that. Anybody here? Here's another one of the rooms. I thought you guys might want to take a peek. Isn't that neat? So we're in the turret room. When you go outside, this is the turret, and it goes up upstairs as well. Here's out looking outside. How do we open this one? Looking over to St. Joe's. It's my Mama Sherry painted these. In a lot of the rooms there's paintings. She used to work here for 30 years. She worked here. So I thought I'd give you a tour. It's kind of neat, huh? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, since I don't know if the other rooms are occupied, I don't think I should peek in, but I thought I'd let you look. We're gonna go sit out here and do our reading out on this little stoop. That way you guys get to look around. And it's not too noisy out here. So it looks like it's crummy weather, but it's actually it's like 75 degrees. So it's kind of humid today. So here's our beautiful gardens. And now we're gonna do our reading. Okay, so this reading is really kind of, I should go this way so you can see what's behind me. This reading is kind of complicated. There's a lot of cards, and they just kept coming, and they all connect. So I have to do them all, and so I'm gonna as I try and go through the cards, I'm gonna let you guys look around because it's gonna be kind of time consuming. So the first reading card we're gonna be using the Archangel power, and then we're gonna go to the Guardian Angel Tarot. So the first card that we get here is the 8 of Raphael. There's something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. So Archangel Raphael, he's the healing angel. So we may have been calling on him, asking for help in a situation in our life. And according to what's going on, a lot of this, it's a lot of emotion around all of this. So it's something that you've been waiting for in your life, and now the time is here, and you're being asked to make choices deeply from your heart. We see there's a chest full of gold right here, and there's a dog right next to her. And there's water running down towards her. Water is emotion. It's very green and lush, so it's very developed, very deep. The water here is very still. I don't know if you can see that, but it's still water. Still waters run very deep with your deep emotions. So there's a very, very emotional time in your life, something that you've been wanting to come for, you've been asking for, a deeper meaning for your life, or something that you've been desiring, and it's finally here. Now what it is there's riches before you here, and there's the loyalty. The dog means unconditional love and loyalty. I believe that the riches are everything you're being blessed with, but it also feels to me that this is a temptation that could be coming to you. So we're at kind of like a fork in the road. We're kind of at a place where we're having to choose something, and that's why we're on a bit of a spiritual quest, which really makes sense to me because every time I come back here, that's what I'm on. I wasn't coming back here, and Spirit guided me to come back and said that something very important was going to come, and there have been quite a few situations that have been occurring. So what's going on in these messages, it makes a lot of sense to me. As you look around in here, look at the greenery and the you know, the thickness of the culture, I mean, of the gardens. It looks like this, right? It's very, very rich. It's very green. So it's very full. So think of all the different things that come to your mind with this. It takes a long time for this to grow up. So this is like life experience has brought you to this place. Also, the still waters, there's a lot of deep emotion. It's about going back into your history and examining things. The fact that there's riches there, riches are experiences in your life that have brought you the rich, you know, the richness of lessons and experiences that have helped you grow to get to the place where you are now. The fact that the dog is there, this is unconditional love and loyalty. It's asking for you to, that's why it's asking for you to make these choices based upon your heart, and upon unconditional love, and the fact that the loyalty, that just keeps coming out for me. I'm going to let you guys look around and while I continue. Basically, what they're talking about is this is an inward search, right? They're wanting you to go in because you're only going to find your answers inside. It's about leaving the past behind and embracing where we are now. This is a new situation in our life. This is something that's not forced upon us. This is something that we've been building to. This is something that, this is our choice. So that's why it has to be something that's deeply coming to you from your heart. And it talks about the past experiences that you've had that, you know, you may have had lessons, you may have had things that you called mistakes. I call them lessons. There's no mistakes. There's lessons and blessings. It's all it is. And so they've brought you to this place in your life. So they're asking you to examine these lessons and these blessings. And they talk about, when stuff like this comes up, it's very, very big. And it talks about a time of relocation or a change of job or change of relationships. Whatever this is, it's a deep spiritual quest or a journey. And it's about you making the decision of doing what's best for you, not what's best for everyone else. A lot of times we end up getting talked into doing things, even our own minds talk us into doing things because it's expected of us by others. But this isn't about doing what's best for others. This is about what's best for you. And I feel like even the heaviness, I mean, look around, the heaviness right now, it's really, it is heavy. The choice that's upon us right now, it's a big one. This isn't just something very light. That's why they're asking you to go to a place of peace where you can really go in and connect. This is like the perfect place for me to be. But this is a very, very big choice that you're being faced with. This is something that's going to be long-lasting, either a blessing or bringing more lessons into your life, you know, which is it that you choose to have at this time. So I'm going to leave that card with that, and then I'm going to go. Now this is the part where it's going to get kind of confusing. We have so many different messages that came from the next deck, but they come in a backwards order, which I find intriguing because it's like it's going back into the past. That's why I'm here. It's what we're supposed to do. So we're going from backwards to forwards. So we're going to look back in the past first, and then we're going to come forward. And the first message that we get, see if I can do this without losing everything everywhere. The first message is the Six of Emotion. So it speaks about memories filling your heart with many emotions. It's important to remember your past accurately without seeing it better or worse than it was. Talks about people coming that you used to know, you know, returning to your life unexpectedly. This could be old friends, this could be childhood friends, this could be old romances, this could be, it doesn't always have to be someone coming back from your past, but it's a time when people come back into your past unexpectedly. And it talks about, because we're going back into the past and we're examining the past, it talks about issues with your childhood. So it's asking you to examine things that happened in your childhood. Examine things that went on with your, between your family, between you and your family, with your parents. Things that you went through as a child, or perhaps things that your parents went through and how they are playing out in your life now. Because we're all affected. You know, we carry the DNA from our family members, and it's not their life that we're living now, it's our life. So this is why we're supposed to examine and see, you know, what was it that happened that might be guiding me now, that might be causing me to go in different directions in my life. Am I actually making choices based on my own heart's desires, or am I actually making choices based on what my parents wanted? You know, my mother doesn't approve of this, or my father doesn't approve of this, and so because this is what happened in their life, and so that's what I'm doing. And they're asking you, look at, there's wishes blowing everywhere. I don't know if you saw that. I do that all the time with you guys, I know, and I can see so clearly, and you don't see it as well, but there's literally wishes blowing around in the sky. So it's literally a time where you need to ask Spirit to help you. You want to make the wish for your heart, what's the best thing for your heart. Your parents expect certain things of you. Your friends expect certain things of you. Even as adults, we tend to, you know, often you think about, well, I'm an adult, I do what I want to do. But really, we're often very influenced by what our parents want for us or what people expect for us. So it's talking about looking at those issues and see what it is, what's happening there that might be influencing decisions that we're making in our life now, that we have to actually stop that from happening, and recognize that it's our own inner child that we need to connect with. And maybe we need to listen to our own inner child, and what is it that she's seeing, or what is it that she's saying, or he. Why are you acting or reacting to certain situations in your life? Is it something that you really want, or is it your inner child that's crying out for something because it's something that you lacked as you were growing up? So it's all about facing issues, because everything that happens in our childhood, you know, it makes us who we are now, and we carry that with us, and so it's about looking at those issues. I'm not going to go too far into that, because I think this is gonna go also into the next cards. They all segue into each other. It's amazing. But it talks about getting in touch, basically, again, with your own inner child, and understanding, you know, really what's going on. And it's about resolving emotional wounds between you and your family, between you and yourself as a child. It's about examining all of these things. It's very, very important to do that at this time. School years, you know, growing up years, it's about putting it to rest, basically. It's also, this card comes up when there's anniversaries. It's also about not beating yourself up, because we make mistakes in our lives, and so it's about forgiving, and also being innocent of wrongdoing. A lot of times we feel, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just like not a good person. You know, maybe it's me that I've done these things, and it's about, you know what, see what it is that's happened. Perhaps stop beating yourself up. Recognize that it's a lesson. It was a lesson that you learned, and you've learned from it, and now you're going to move on. So it's about forgiving yourself. It's also about forgiving other people for lessons that they possibly have had to go through and learn that may have affected you in your life. It's also about, when this card comes up, it's also about rekindling an old romance with somebody. It's also about instant recognition with someone, so like past life connections. So there's a lot of emotion going on with these cards today. It's like, and with this heavy energy in the air, it totally suits, you know, what I'm feeling and seeing here. So the next message we have is 5 of emotion. Forgiveness, so here we go, is an important part of healing. Forgive yourself and those around you for any mistakes of the past, so that everyone can move forward. Grieving is a normal part of life. Ask your angels or those you love to help you move through the process quickly, so that you can get back on the path to joy. So like we just got a second ago, see, that segued right into the forgiveness. So it talks about, like we already said, you forgive yourself for things that you feel that you might have done, but also for maybe your parents for things that, you know, we all do the best that we can as we move along, and we always can, you know, improve ourselves. But, you know, you can't really beat your parents up for things that they chose to do, or things that you might have thought were mistakes, or they possibly, you would have done it differently. You know, we all get a chance to do it our own way. And, you know, your parents had the opportunity to raise you the way that they did, and now you have the opportunity to live your life the way you choose to live it. So that's all about forgiving them for whatever issues, and also forgiving yourself, again, as we were saying, if there's things that we have done. But it's also, again, because of this is happening, it's also about recognizing that we have the right to choose now, right? Because our parents had the right to choose what their life was, and now we have the right to choose what our life is. So that's my cat. Hi, Eloise. This is Eloise. Hi. What's up, babes? You want to come out? Okay. There's so many cats here. Hi, baby. Okay. So what else? Let's see. It's about, I got sidetracked with Eloise. Here, I'll let you look around. So it's about, basically, self-forgiveness, mistakes that we've made, things that were errors that we've made that didn't serve us. And it's a mistake to not forgive yourself, because that holds you back. So basically, it's about when things don't go the way you intended for them to go. You really had a better thought. You had it laid out a little better than things actually went, and in the end, it didn't go the way you wanted. So it's important to forgive it, forget, and then look for the opportunity that comes along to us when our way is blocked. Because clearly, you know, I had it planned out that this is the way it was going to be. I was going to do this, this, and this, and it didn't work out that way. And I've made a fool out of myself, or I did this, or I did that. And so basically, it's like, look at the reason that you were blocked and recognize that there was a blessing. And there was a reason that you were blocked and you weren't able to move forward in that particular area because it wasn't in your highest good. So it's about forgiving the past, forgiving the mistakes, forgiving the people involved if you feel things were done unfairly, and recognize that there's a silver lining to every cloud, right? Also, that it's about allowing yourself to feel, as they were talking about grieving the loss. So it's allowing yourself to feel, you know, the pain when things don't work out the way we were hoping that they would work out. Clearly it doesn't feel very good, you know, it sucks. So it's about allowing yourself to express those emotions and feel the emotions, but then you're asking your angels to help you move quickly through it, because you don't want to get stuck in that sad place. It's not, you know, it's counterproductive. So, and there's ones that they're basically saying that there's angels around you and there's friends around you that are there in your life at this time that can help you to heal. And it's about knowing when to ask for help, basically, as well. So I think I'm going to leave that. I know, Eloise, I think I'm going to make you go away somewhere because you're awfully noisy. You want to go back in the house? I think you should. Yeah, go in the house. They want in, they want out. Such is the cat's life. Go away. I get that because that's me. I want in, I want out. Okay, so the next message that we're getting, this is kind of all over the place. Here we go again, another two of emotions. Two of emotion. Oh, you know what? I don't believe that was the next message. Like I told you, sorry, I told you that this was going to get complicated because these are so, the order is odd how they came out, but that is not the next message. The next message, sorry, I'll do it this way. That's why I was kind of like, this is really interesting, the way that spirits brought these cards to us. Because the next message is open your heart. And you see this couple. Allow your love to grow and bloom all around you. You've waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then following the steps that you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. Okay, so what we've done is we've gone into the past, right? First of all, we're at this quest. We're at this place where we've got a choice to make. And then we've gone back into our past. We've gone back into our childhood. We've had possible people from our past coming into our lives. We've had relationships. They could be, you know, school friends or old lovers or instant friendships. We've got all these connections coming. Seeing people we haven't seen for a long time. It brings up a lot of emotions. And now they're saying to us to open our hearts because now there's this situation. We're going backwards, right? So now we're not coming up to present day. And we've got this situation that we've been asking for, right? We've wanted this deeply emotional, fulfilling experience in our life, and now it's here for us. And they're asking for us to, whenever this card comes up, it's definitely about, like according to all the other ones that we've gotten, it's definitely that matters of the heart are going to take precedence. So this is important. This is what we're focusing on straight up. This whole reading is about that. So it's about understanding the importance of listening and paying attention to what it is that's coming to you from your heart. It talks to you about you may meet somebody that you have an instant connection with. It feels like you probably had past lives with them. Or it talks about a relationship that you're in already is going to be moving to a deeper level. And that's why you're kind of like moving through these healing situations in your life so that you can move into a deeper level of commitment. And it also talks about this is a time where people will reconnect and relationships that maybe had trouble will come back. And it's a rekindled relationship. But it's about making important decisions. This is a very important decision, just like we got from the very beginning. And they want you to examine all sides of the issue very, very carefully, everything. And don't brush anything under the carpet. Don't say, you know, it's probably not that big of a deal. Because if it's coming to you, it is a big deal. And Spirit's asking for us to recognize that this is important. It's not coming to us because it isn't a big deal. So every aspect of the situation is what they want us to address. They want us to address how we're feeling, how we feel it may affect other people, the relationships on all sides are important, whether big, little, whatever it is. They're saying don't push anything under the rug. Right now is the time to examine and pay attention to every single thing that comes along because this is a big deal. And they want you to go deeply into your emotions. We showed you that. Let me see if I'll find that card again. Like we said with the 8 of Raphael, the lake is very, it's very, very still. Still waters run deep. We're in the deep forest. It's very thick atmosphere out here. So they want us to go deep in, because deep in is where our answers are. And we're not going to get our answers from other people. We want to get our answers from other people. It would be easier if somebody could just tell us what to do sometimes. Like, just tell me what to do. I've been saying that to Spirit, just tell me what to do. And I'm not that place anymore, but I was there because it was too difficult for me to figure it out myself. And then I got to the place where I've realized that, this is what I want, period. And it feels as though I'm getting all of this temptation, which is the treasure chest that was sitting next to the woman, right? There's a chunk full of gold that's sitting there. So these are temptations that are coming. Why are temptations coming right now? When I've made my path, this is where I want to go. But they're saying, you're at a fork in the road. You're at a place where it's really, really important for you to examine. Is that truly where you want to go? And so these temptations come up in order to kind of, if you're tempted to go there, then clearly that's not where you're meant to be, right? And you need to pay attention to that. Because if you're being tempted to go somewhere else, hello, that's not just your higher self talking, that's like straight up in your face. Like, pay attention to that. But if you've got these temptations there, like what's happening to me, and I know what I want, so I'm saying, I'm arguing in the dreams that I'm getting. I'm being given dreams, and I'm having all these people show up in my dreams. Whoa. Okay. 2 robins just flew right at us. Robins are new beginnings. It's all about new beginnings. And that's where we are. We're at a place where this is a new beginning in our life. It's either a new beginning to the relationship that we're in, it's a new beginning with somebody we've just met, or it's a new beginning of reinventing ourselves, basically, and taking control back of our life. I told you guys a while back that my new theme song is that they keep flying around, that pair of robins. How funny is that? That theme song is, this is my fight song, take back my life song. My lights are on, and that's what's going on. And that's the energy that I'm feeling right now. And that's the energy of these cards as well, is that this is our time to make these decisions. And they want us to open our heart and deeply look into our heart to get those answers, because that's the only place that we're actually going to get them. When this message comes up, it comes up when engagements come up, or weddings, or a return to health, right? Intimacy. All of these things are very, very important choices and very important events, very important reasons to look deeply into yourself for the proper answers, which you're not going to get from anyone else. I was told when I came back to Wisconsin, I always think I'm going to get answers back here, and all I got was questions. All the way out here, I was given questions. I was saying, why am I going? And I was literally told, we're not telling you. And I was like, I kept thinking, okay, something's going to happen when I'm here, right? But I don't know, because I know the direction I'm going in my life. I know what I want. My heart's already set. And yet things did start to come up, and I realized that the reason that they weren't telling me was because I'm the one who's making the choice. I'm the one who's making this decision. Just like you guys, whatever this means to you, whatever these messages mean to you, it's about you making this choice. Spirit's not going to tell you where to go and how to do it. I'm working with somebody here right now that's going through all of this that I'm talking to you about, and I keep getting the same question. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. We pulled these cards together, and it was like, that's your answer, is that nobody else gets to make this choice, because this is your path. This is your life. You have to make the decision. They're showing you, these are all the things that you need to look at. You may have people coming back into your life. You may have temptations thrown at you. You need to examine what was going on in your childhood. You need to examine what it is that your parents expect of you, and what it is that, what your heart is calling to. And in the end of it all, what is it that you feel? Whatever your choice is, it has to be something that pulls you deeply from inside. Yes or no, you're going in that direction. It's not like, oh, okay, well, I'll do it anyway, or I guess I'll just go along. That's not what they're saying. After examining all of this, after looking through all of these things, after the temptations come, after the memories come back up, they want you to look into the past, but they don't want you to look into the past with rose-colored glasses. They want you to examine it accurately, how things truly were. See it no better than it was, but no worse than it was. See it accurately. And then, once you've done that, you're to make the choice deeply from your heart, whichever the direction is that you're choosing to go. Okay, so now I'm going to do the last card. I hope my cards don't blow away. And this is the one. See how we started with 6 and now we're in 2. So we're back up, right up to present day. So now what they're telling us is a relationship grows closer as 2 people fall in love, or a current relationship grows much stronger. Friendships may deepen into a spiritual connection. Mutual respect and understanding exist or will develop. Don't give up on relationships that feel challenging to you. There's still hope. Okay, so this is a hugely loaded card, clearly. But if you're looking at this, if this is a relationship that you've been in, you've had all of this stuff come up because you're at a fork in the road. You're at a place where you're either going to commit deeply to one another, you're going to recommit to somebody that possibly that you've pulled apart from, or you are going to take it to the next level, which is, I guess, commit deeply, which is engagement, marriage, choosing to be in a permanent relationship with somebody. Or perhaps this is now you've met somebody that's completely new and you feel like you've known them forever because this is who you're meant to be with. So all of these things that you've been looking at, all of these emotions that you've been feeling, this is what's going to help you make the decision because you're at this huge fork in the road. They talk about when this message comes along, this talks about a time when relationships that have not been harmonious, where there's been issues, there will be a healing. That's why they're saying don't give up on relationships that feel challenging. So you've been going through all of this stuff, and then you've come to a place where you have now been asked, clearly this is like wrapping it all up, right? These are the steps you're going to go through. I've already gone through it, so it's interesting for me. This is the wrap up. But when you get this reading, you have to now go one by one, go back, after I finish doing this reading, go back and listen to it again and allow yourself to go through all the steps. Or perhaps you too have been going through all of these steps and I'm just showing a review, Spirit's showing us a review. So this is a time where, so what, we've got the relationship that you just met with somebody that feels like a huge connection, and you're going to look at how was, the choice that you make is going to be, what is the word? You're going to come to this choice based upon this deep emotional review of your past, of your parents, of your childhood, of your the lessons and the blessings that you've gone through that have brought you to this place, because you're at this very, very significant place in your life that you've been asking for. Spirit's finally gotten you here. Not only Spirit, but your lessons, your blessings have brought you to this place. So now you're going to make this choice, or you're going to move forward with the new person, with the person that you are already in a relationship with somebody who's going to be coming back into your life, that you are going to choose to move forward and fix this, and because you're looking at the past and you're realizing why things might have happened, you're realizing that you were looking at things a certain way, and now you understand why you were doing that, and maybe now you'll make a different choice. Maybe it was based upon things that your parents wanted from you and really not even what you wanted, or maybe it was based upon guilt. You were beating yourself up about something, you weren't able to let something go, and so now you've recognized that and you're working through that. Maybe it's something that you've been carrying since your childhood. Maybe it's something that you've had addictive tendencies, that you've had a habit of behaving in a certain manner because of what you went through in your childhood, or because of things that you experienced, and now you've recognized that. So all of these things are coming into play when you make this choice. This is a time when in these relationships, mutual respect and understanding have developed. So it's not just you that's been growing, because every time we're all moving along in our life. We all have lessons and blessings. So whoever it is that you're involved with, they've also been brought to this place. That's why they're at this place in your life. People are at the place in your life where they are because they're mirroring what's going on in your life as well. They're there because their lessons have brought them there to that spot as well. So this is a time where mutual respect and understanding have developed or will develop. Sorry, my arm is so sore. Oh, from holding the phone. Sorry about that. So it's brought you to a place where, you've developed respect and understanding towards one another. It's a time when very important gifts would be exchanged, maybe exchanged. It's also a time, it doesn't have to be all a romantic thing. Like I said, it could be a very, very deep friendship, a soulmate connection, a friendship. It could also be a partnership that's really, really powerful. And that's a time when they can be formed. It's also, like I said, it's a time when misunderstandings are straightened out, and where people are coming to, it's kind of like the aha moment where the lights have come on, where they've recognized, that, and that's why there's a lot of forgiveness, right? We've had a lot of, it's important to forgive people, yourself and others. Well, they're doing that as well with you. So there's forgiveness. And so it's about a great deal of kindness and love being extended to one another, unconditional love. It talks about falling in love. It talks about very, very close friendships. It talks about the end of conflicts because of the, the resolution. It talks about unexpected gifts. Whatever this is, it's all very, very powerful emotions, very powerful connections, clearly, because every single one of our cards was an emotion card. We got 2, We actually got a third one, but I didn't bring it out because I feel it was way too personal and I couldn't, it would have been obvious, and I wasn't going to be able to bring that in, so I'm sorry. I figured this is enough for today, but that would have just been too much of a tip-off for me and for somebody else too, and it was it was just too much, so we weren't going to do that. But we literally got 2, 3, 5, and 6. So you guys got 2, 5, 6, and then Open Your Heart, which is the 6 of Emotion card. And then we got 8 of Raphael, which is the healing angel. So during all of this that we've been going through, it's been a heavy time maybe, or it's just a deeply emotional time, and we have what we need to understand is that we're never alone. We've got spirit around us at all times helping us, and it's Archangel Raphael specifically that's here because he's the healing angel. So he's been here to help us heal through childhood issues. He's here to help us with our relationships, so do call on him. I've been speaking to him this entire trip. I've been calling on him to help with the healing. And if there's been any physical pain, I literally have been suffering with pain in my hip and my back, which is interesting because, anyway, there's emotional issues with that. So, so any of us who've been dealing with physical issues, because when it comes to such deeply emotional matters, there's always a physical manifestation as well. And if you look into, if you've been having my neck sore, my back sore, my hip sore, why is my hip sore? What does that mean to me? If you look into it, Louise Hay talks about emotions, the emotional message behind physical ailments. So it's all very interconnected. You'll find yourself suffering with physical ailments when you are having a deeply emotional experience happening. So don't ignore any of that. Look into what's going on and call upon Archangel Raphael to help you in the healing for yourself or in the healing of relationships, the healing of another in your life, of your family, of your mental thoughts, the overall every aspect of it, that he's making his presence very, very known. So that's the Archangel that we would want to speak to. Clearly we always ask for the Creator to help us, but you know, the angels work. They're his workers, so, or her workers, whoever you want to call God. They're there to help us. So when I speak about the angels, I know that people wonder, you know, you don't talk about God often, and I don't press religion on anybody. That's not my thing. I'm a very spiritual person, but I don't press religion. I do speak about angels because they are God's workers. I believe in the Creator, absolutely, and his Son, and he himself says, no one goes to the Father except for me, Jesus says, and his angels. So I do speak to God, and of course, he's the overseer. But it's just like you go into a restaurant to order food at a restaurant, right? There's a man who owns the restaurant, there's a manager who runs the restaurant, and then there's the workers. Well, if you've got an issue, you go to the manager, right? So the archangels to me are the managers. Jesus, the manager. The owner, you don't call the owner up, you go, he's got people that are delegated to take care of that. So I just put that out there for people who have been actually writing and asking me about that. My personal belief is, yes, I believe in a Creator. Yes, I believe in the angels. You can do whatever you want. I'm not pressing religion on anyone. It's all spirit as far as I'm concerned. And we're all interconnected. You and I, we're all connected. That's why wherever I'm brought, people come into my life, and they will as yours as well, that are mirroring events that are going on in your life. And that's why you're there, because you're supposed to help each other to work through the issues. Like I said, I was brought back here, and I wasn't even sure why I had to come back. And I found out when I got here, there's absolute mirrored events going on that I needed to be sharing my gifts and my experience, so somebody doesn't necessarily have to go through what I went through, because sometimes we don't have to go through by learning our own lessons. We can actually look at someone else. In my life, I've always kind of been the one that had to learn my lessons myself, but sometimes if you're fortunate, you can see it in another and not maybe have to take a road that takes you a little longer to get to the place of happiness where you want to be. So anyway, that all just decided to come out. I'm gonna let you guys look around here while I give my little past little blurb. I might be recording again. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I am going, and I don't think I'm going to Holy Hill. Holy Hill's 2.5 hours away in my back. I told you my back's really sore. I don't know if I could sit in the car that long. But Uncle Phil and I are going to go to a place, town. It's called Champion. And it's a place where, it's a Catholic church apparently. And it's a place where there have been miracles witnessed, where they say one of the few places in the world that people have actually witnessed seeing the Virgin Mary or the Mother Mary. I don't know who it is. I'm not Catholic, and I don't really even care about that. But my girlfriend went there, and apparently the grounds are very clearly there's a huge spiritual connection there for apparitions like that to appear. People come from all over the world just to go to this place. But apparently there's big, beautiful marble angels all through the grounds, and the energy there is very, very rich and heavy. And being that this is a very, very emotional trip, and this is like I said, the energy of the area, and there's so many vortexes here, that's where we're going to go. So I'm going to do a reading. We're going to go there on Wednesday, so I'll record that for you guys. And Holy Hill, I don't know. I mean, if I'm feeling great and we're all excited and we might head going down that way, then maybe that'll happen. But for this trip, at least I know for sure we're going to go. And I don't even know what the name of the place is. I'll let you know when we get there. And then I'll probably record a couple other places and put it on my page and let you guys see too. But for this week, this is our reading. I'm sorry that it was a little bit discombobulated, but you know, there was a lot of cards, and they were kind of, I had to try to figure out how to put them together when they were all out of order. And they weren't out of order, actually, were they? They went backwards and they brought us to the present time, so it worked out pretty cool. So we saw the robin, New Beginnings. My Mama Sherry has brand new baby chickens, and that's New Beginnings. And I was told, come over and see them, because in the pen there are a whole little nest of brand new baby bunnies. So that's New Beginnings as well. It's all about fertility and all creativity. So all of this is happening. Oh, Alexa's back. So we're wrapping up our reading. So if you want to do a reading with me, you can go to my website at www.thewhispersofangels.com. I'm on YouTube, where all the videos go. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Google+. I'm on Twitter. If you want to follow me on YouTube, you can do that, and then you can get these videos coming to you. You get a notice when they come right away. I do readings and dream analysis. And I guess that's it, right? So we will talk again this week, and thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again real soon. Blessings.